Welcome back. The refugee crisis is resonating with people right around the globe in the wake of that heartbreaking photograph that has now grabbed headlines around the world. It is the disturbing image of 3-year-old Alan Kurdi found dead on a beach in Turkey. It's now sparking conversation. How can we take action and help those in need? Joining us now, Alexandra Kodik from Lifeline Canada, Lifeline Syria rather. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us. And it is unfortunate that it took this photo for the discussion to be at the forefront.
Absolutely. The crisis is in its 5th year and shows no sign of stopping, with over 4 million Syrian refugees, people outside their country, and another potentially 7 million displaced internally. So it's been going on for a while, and while it's sad that it took this to bring people's attention to it, we're very happy people look like they want to help now. Looking at the numbers, how big of a problem is this? Well, it's the largest refugee population in the world right now. It's surpassed all the other refugee populations. And when you add it to all the people displaced in the world, we're looking at numbers we haven't seen since the end of the Second World War.
I think what is resonating with people, there's now a face to this crisis. Some of the things that these families are experiencing are devastating because there are young children involved, and there are thousands and thousands of people involved in this. How can Canadians help?
Well, Lifeline Syria, which is a project that's emulated off of something that Canadians should be quite proud of, which was Operation Lifeline. So at the end of the 1970s and the early 1980s, the Indo-Chinese or Vietnamese boat people were in a similar crisis. And so Canadians stepped up and started private sponsorship. Just ordinary citizens could get together and sponsor, and it actually allowed the government to pledge that for every refugee sponsored by a citizen, the government would also sponsor. So we launched Lifeline Syria to try and encourage the government to look at that history and try and replicate it again.
Now, unfortunately, it's not a quick process. What sorts of timelines are we looking at?
Well, currently, depending on how quickly everyone who does private sponsorship can get the money raised and submit paperwork, which is also quite difficult, from in Canada, the processing overseas is anywhere from 6 months to a year and a half, and unfortunately that seems to be some of the problems that happened with the case and that caused this poor little boy to die.
If there are people watching right now and they say, I want to help out today, what can they immediately do?
Well, they can definitely go to our website, lifelinesyria.ca, and we're having information sessions to explain to the Canadian public about how they can get involved. I encourage people to donate to the UNHCR or the World Food Program, who are helping the refugees overseas currently in the countries that they're being hosted in, and to talk to your MPs and your government about the fact that this is a crisis and Canadians should step up again.
Do you think enough is being done right now?
I think in the global context, no. I think Canada is doing more than some countries, but we have a really strong humanitarian history, and I think that we can do more and we should do more.
Okay, Alexandra Kodik from Lifeline Syria, thank you so much for joining us today. And you'll find all that information and a link on our website, citynews.ca. We're taking a break. We'll be right back.